CFM Radio. We are back.
That is right, folks. We're back here on YouTube, bringing you video game music and news. What's up, Vector?
What's up, Drix? How are you doing today?
I'm doing real good, man. Been, of course, playing a lot of pinball. Had a league night on Monday with a bunch of my favorite people, but still diving into the game options that I have with my PlayStation subscription. I got into Crow Country a little bit last night, and you know, these low poly graphics, they'll get you. They'll get you nice and scared, let me tell you.
Dick, really? I remember doing the trailer for Crow Country. Is it pretty scary?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny, there's like lighting effects and shadows and some monsters that are hard to see and like really eerie like puzzle solving, so it's perfect. It totally captures the atmosphere of like a PS1 survival horror game. And if you use the D-pad, you can have tank controls, but if you use the stick, you know, it's just point and go. So definitely a nice little tribute there. And I gotta say, Dynasty Warriors Abyss, actually really good. It makes a lot of sense as kind of like a mobile port Dynasty Warriors game. And I gotta say, the loop is actually really fun.
That's on
I'm
the phone?
pretty... well, it's for mobile too, but it's for console as well. But I'm playing it on the PlayStation Extra subscription, just because, you know, I'm a Dynasty Warriors fan. You know, we got a little bit of Dynasty Warriors news coming out of the state of play today,
We did.
yeah. So I'm hyped to discuss that, and yeah, and of course, always coming back to Tropico for my people.
Absolutely. Doing great on Tropico. Drix, me, as you see it on the screen, it's Marathon. Marathon all day, every day. We have the retrospective for Season 1 up right now on clusterfuckedmedia.com. That's FUK Media, FUKTmedia.com. My full thoughts are on there. I didn't talk about much about the things such as like the community or the player reception to the game, because Drix, a lot of it is just, it speaks for itself. People who play it love it.
Yeah, exactly. The fans are down. You know, we might see an influx now that Destiny 2 is, you know, getting its updates ceased. So, I mean, what is Marathon if not like a Destiny prequel, right?
Oh, don't tell that to the Destiny fans.
Aha. Well, we'll see you on the Marathon servers sooner or later.
Yeah, exactly. Well, probably today. I will say today I think the levels or the amount of players is only going to go up because Marathon, if you didn't know, is free to play this week.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Come on. Everybody that's, you know, out there talking shit, why don't you come down here and put your money where your mouth is?
Yeah.
Down in these, you know, in these marathon runs.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody, if you want to try the game, you absolutely can for free, and it's on sale if you like the game. It's like $25 on PlayStation Network. Like,
yeah, and if you don't and still talk bad about it, I have no respect for you.
honestly, that's one of those things I keep deliberating, honestly, back and forth. Before we jump into the show proper, I'll say this: I've been deliberating back and forth on I polish it up every so often. How playing a game doesn't mean watching a game. About how playing a game doesn't mean sitting down with your favorite streamer and watching them play it and getting their commentary on it. And it's not sitting down playing the game for 20 minutes and then putting it down and saying it's terrible.
Yeah, or doing the under 2 hour like Game Pass or, you know, subscription rental.
Yeah.
Not quite there.
So I have a little bit to say about that. We'll see if I get that out next week. But either way, yeah, play games, play the games. But either way, we have a good show for you tonight. We've got some, of course, coming to you with the video game news.
Video game news.
Oh, yeah.
And the Drix.
Video game news.
The video game news. That is, I hit that twice, my bad. Is, well, we're talking about Marathon. right now, but it's the game that beat it to the punch in the extraction genre, Arc Raiders, is having its a bit of an interesting shakeup, it seems.
Yeah, really, kind of expanding its borders, would you say?
I would say so, and as far as ways that you can play, because here it is from Insider Gaming, quote, the headline is, quote, Arc Raiders PvE quote-unquote rebellion map condition being tested in China.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Middle Kingdom, Arc Raiders.
And while Arc Raiders did launch in China, the article does say that Arc Raiders is slated to come to China in a separate amended version of the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sneak it right past their censorship or whatever rules they have for Chinese media.
Exactly. And they do, and modifying your game to have it be a little less visceral, let's say, and a little bit more compliant with the Chinese regulations is something that a lot of games try to do, because that is, as we went over in the top of the year, China is one of the few markets that is still growing. You can have growth in China.
Yeah, wow. I mean, same goes for every Disney Marvel movie and stuff, right? I got the whole South Park episode about that.
And from the article, quote, eagle-eyed fans have seemingly uncovered a new map condition called Rebellion Incident, which appears to reference a unique mode in which players cannot inherently damage other players until they instigate a deliberate rebellion, at which point they're painted as traitors and marked by the lobby.
Wow, that sounds pretty fun, actually.
And Insider Gaming says it here. This is exactly the kind of map condition that PvE players dream of. But going on to the wider thing, or the wider subject, is Embark Studios testing more PvE content for Arc Raiders? From the article, quote, in a post in Western social media, one user admitted that Arc Raiders is not popular in China, but that there is a, quote, group of loyal fans exploring the new Chinese version of the game. They then provided screenshots of the new map conditions. The new map conditions are, quote, PvE-focused condition called Rebellion Incident and another called Double King or Queen, which seems to introduce both a queen and a matriarch on the same map at the same time. Other names that have surfaced in the translation are Safe Zone and Dual Boss.
Yeah, or you could call it like a King of the Hill sort of thing, right?
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Here it is, quote, the explanations based on translation from content on a Chinese forum. Quote, Rebellion event is almost a low difficulty mode, but there are a lot of resources in this mode. In this mode, players default that friendly troops cannot harm each other, but they can choose Rebellion, and then the map will announce that the rebels are somewhere.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, then you really just, cross the line when you decide you want to fight other players.
That is a pretty interesting thing, and it is, honestly, that's a very Eastern gamer type thing. If anybody had played Arc Age, the Korean version of Arc Age, when it was before it came to the West, when it was kind of hard to get into, that was an MMORPG that did have a jailing system. You could jail other players. So they are overseas. They're very in those kinds of games, those massively multiplayer games where a lot of people can interact with one another in the shared space at the same time. They are very game design over there is a lot more friendly towards the rules-based philosophy.
Yeah, you have to really cross the line and show me some disrespect before I start a duel with you.
Exactly, and that's exactly what that's exactly what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like you're crossing a line. Because in Arcade, you literally would be branded as a criminal, and then you could be thrown in jail. Your player character could just be thrown in jail.
Hey, this player doesn't like all you other players. Get him.
Get him. Yeah, exactly. But I will say, in the 2 boss mode, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, rival gangs having a turf war or something in Arc Raiders.
You got 2 giant bosses, like a matriarch and the queen in Arc Raiders. They're like giant robots. So if you have 2 of those on the map at the same time, that's probably really fun.
Yeah, the Clanker royalty over there.
Yeah, seriously, Clanker royalty. But that is the tests, the big tests from Arc Raiders coming out of China. And that is it is interesting that they are offering what appears to be way more ways to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wonder how long it's going to take for those to come here overseas,
or even if they will.
For that. Yeah, it seems kind of weird having entirely different game modes just localized to a certain area.
Another game that you could think of that does that is Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite, the Chinese client's almost like a totally different game. To the point where the MOBA itself of Pokemon Unite is actually secondary over there compared to the other activities you can do in Pokemon Unite China.
Wow. They have a whole Pokemon Center over there we don't know about.
Yeah, there's like a racing game in it, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, geez. I want to race around that MOBA track.
Yeah, it's wild. But, yeah, so definitely, like they said in Insider Gaming, definitely one of those things where heavy edits happen when you bring your game overseas like that. Sometimes it's to do with regulatory things, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, sometimes we're just having fun.
Yeah. But, speaking of having fun, I don't know about you, Drix, but I had a lot of fun watching the PlayStation State of Play. We're not going to spend too much time on this PlayStation State of Play. We're not going to go from game to game to game, but we did pick out a couple that we wanted to talk about. And I think the one we will start off with, Drix, is the one that got your eye, but it also got mine. It is Banjo the Chef.
Yeah, as far as the showcase of games that we got, and I mean, honestly, all aboard the hype train, a lot of these look really good. The big ones being like Wolverine and God of War and the like. They all look great. I don't know if it's just because they were captured on PS5 Pro, but it's I'm really feeling this how this generation feels like the next generation as far as visuals go. But out of everything we saw, I think this one kind of had the most style.
Yeah.
And I could pick up on that this feels like Dave the Diver. It's not pixel art. It's way more comic book detailed to it. But this looks pretty cool, and it's it's been a while since we've had a cooking mama game, right?
Yeah.
So fun little kitchen task simulator just really kind of stands out in the current gaming landscape, and I can't wait to fry up some fish.
To be fair, Drix, you make a really good point. I actually didn't think about it like that. It is you do get the same vibe as Dave the Diver, even though it's not at all like Dave the Diver.
And that's kind of hard to pull off, actually.
Yeah,
where it's
you're
you
right.
get where we're coming from, but we're taking you somewhere else.
I really like that. That's a good observation. I didn't think about that until you said it, but it is true. It's undeniably Dave the Diver. When you see it, the first thing you see, you're like, oh, it's Dave the Diver. You're like, oh, well, it's not Dave the Diver. And then you see it when you see the storyline, right? When you see the I guess the aesthetic choice, right? It's still evocative of that Dave the Diver vibe. It is really cool. Damn, didn't even think about it like that. Makes me even more interested in the game.
Yeah, and like I almost thought I was looking at the next Yakuza game from Ryuga Gotoku,
Seriously.
but like a little, downsized a bit as far as the visuals go. But if it has that level of style and that level of cool, like, yeah, I might have to wish list this now.
Yeah, exactly. So that is Bancho the Chef, as they say, a slow-cooked prequel. I thought it was a sequel. My bad. But
Yeah,
but yes,
taking it back in time.
slow-cooked prequel to see where Bancho got his skills. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Gonna be a good one. The other one that I'm looking forward to, Drix, is this one, The Lost Wild.
Yeah, more dinosaur games.
Honestly, dude, what is up with... Why don't we get more dinosaur games? Like, I love the Jurassic Park Evolution games. They're awesome management sims, and it feels great to, like, run my own Jurassic Park, but...
Yeah, I want another Dino Crisis,
I want to cause the Dino Crisis.
Yes, I want to be the dinosaurs crisis.
Yes. But this
Yeah,
game...
but I
looks-
like the movement. You can like crouch around first person. It's a bit of a different take than what we've seen. And also, I wish like Code Violet was a bigger smash hit.
Yeah, well, Code Violet had its own problems, right?
Yeah.
But how do you? I was gonna ask, how do you like the look of the dinosaurs in this game, Drix? Going for the more bird-like look, right?
Yeah, no, I love seeing raptors with feathers.
Yes.
They're not too unlike chickens themselves, but a lot more dangerous. You have to fight one in the wild, right?
Yeah, them teeth though.
Yeah, it's all feathers and teeth.
Yeah, and seriously, this is one of those games where you think about it, and like, Dino Crisis was a long time ago. No one wants to. It feels like no one wants to touch like dinosaurs with a 10-foot pole, but we're at this point where graphical fidelity is so nice and such a... I don't want to say a non-issue, but you can get it
Yeah.
to where it looks the way you want it to look. So come on, man. The time for dinos is now. We got the feathered dinos.
Yeah, I mean, why not take some scientific or creative liberties, with the the building of the dinosaurs?
I agree. Lost Wild.
Dino-
Lost Wild looking incredible. Also, very, very, very harrowing and bloody, right?
Yeah, almost as bloody as that Wolverine gameplay.
Oh yeah, you mean this one.
Ha!
And Drix,
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what kind of action I was expecting. But oh my
Yeah.
god, this game is violent.
Yes, and I'm excited for a Marvel game of all things.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really could have gone either way, And yeah, they chose violence, and I think that makes sense as far as just like comic book
Right.
Wolverine goes. Like he's not afraid to like really mess some shit up.
That's the thing that I so that was like my point of trepidation when I was thinking about this game, is that like, what are they going to do? Are they going to do Saturday morning cartoon Wolverine? Or are we doing Wolverine fucking in Japan versus the ninjas? You know what I mean? Like, that's that, because you're right, Drix, that there is a huge difference between comic book fuck shit up Wolverine and Saturday morning cartoon using claws to like open locks and slice robots Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm most familiar with Capcom 2D fighting Wolverine.
Yeah, me too.
So
Also,
this
funny enough,
nice
not very
little
bloody.
step. Yeah, exactly.
But this definitely, one of the things that I really like is the attention to detail. Like, you see the blood wash off first on the areas that get wet, right? So,
Oh yeah.
when Wolverine takes damage, if he takes enough damage, it literally rips him to his skeleton.
Damn. Oh yeah, and I had to get a screenshot of the guy impaled on a forklift.
Dude, I want to know how much
Oh, hear about
environmental. I want to know how much environmental damage I can do. Like, can I like toss? Is this gonna be like Batman Arkham, where I can like toss people into like electric fucking generators and shit.
Yeah, it's looking that way for sure.
Definitely a really great first outing, like a first impression as far as like full gameplay, because you see the full gameplay in this one, right? You see the meters, you see the buttons, you see the it's not just cinematics, right? You're seeing there's a lot of gameplay in this.
Yeah, and it looks pretty sweet. Looks like some fun Wolverine combat, the likes of which I haven't seen since Wolverine on the NES. That was probably the last time he got his own game, right?
I think you're right. I mean, was Wolverine and the X-Men on like the Wolverine and the X-Men on his Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis? Like,
yeah, there was Genesis one. There was also like Mutant Academy, the fighting game for PS1.
Yes.
Still gets memed on to this day because Charles Xavier fights in his wheelchair.
Yeah, man, he does them like 35 hit combos in a wheelchair.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But that is the one thing that you have to give Insomniac in this one. Even if you're not into what you're seeing with the Wolverine stuff, I don't know how you couldn't be. But even if you're not into it, the one thing that you have to admit is that, especially what you're seeing like right now on the screen, that's all gameplay, baby. You're seeing the buttons, you're seeing the tabs, you're seeing the meters go up and down. Like, you're gonna be playing this,
Yeah, makes me think sooner or later my comic book friends are gonna have to get a PS5 for this one.
Oh God, I hope they already got it. But
yeah, what they did.
That's the one thing that rubs me kind of the wrong way about this next game, is God of War game. So I'm just gonna say it right now. These visuals are like in this new God of War game, they're absolutely bonkers. Like they're showing you recaps right now of the old God of War games. This new one that's coming out is actually crazy. Like, these visuals.
Yeah, this is gonna be a flagship game for sure.
Yeah, like this game is going to be a very, very good one. But the one thing that I wasn't into with the quote unquote first 20 minutes of gameplay was it felt like I don't know, 7-8 minutes of gameplay, and then the rest of it was cutscenes, right?
Yeah, pretty much, and without any like action commands in it either, right?
That is another part that kind of took me out. Is that like, well, I get it, and this is what it's gonna be, but like God of War is QuickTime events, right?
Yeah, shouldn't I have to hit a button at some point?
Yeah.
Do something crazy?
But it's definitely it definitely looks like it's gonna be an interesting game. I can't wait to see more on it. I want to see more heavy action scenes, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do believe that's what we'll talk about for the state of play. I didn't get a chance to play the Onimusha demo.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
crazy.
We'll talk about that next week. Stuntman, the return, right? Looking good.
Yeah. I thought it was Driver at first, but it's the other, stunt movie game.
I totally thought it was Driver.
Coming back. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I think, but honestly, I'm kind of the most excited to play Gitaru Man on the PlayStation 2 because that's one I missed during the PS2 days, and I got to check that out. I might have to play a song from that next.
And Gitaru Man is one of those games, if you haven't played it, you really should, because it has a very unique control scheme, especially for a controller.
Yeah, I am a rhythm guy. I just hope I can get the delay between the sound and my TV setup right.
Seriously, that's the killer. That's the killer. But
yeah, land a little early.
This track sounds pretty killer too. What are we listening to?
We are listening to Shadow Fighter for the Amiga. This is the ending and credits.
Shadow Fighter, Amiga, CFM. We'll be back.
Clusterfuck Media. CFM Radio.
CFM Radio, we're back.
We are back. And that shredding guitar solo was from Guitaroo Man for the PS2. That song was called Resurrection.
Resurrection, Guitaroo Man on the PS2. You know what, man? Guitaroo Man on the PS2, such a great game.
Yeah, I want to wiggle those sticks around in a rhythm game once that lands on PlayStation Premium.
But we're coming at you with some games that you'll be able to play this weekend.
Yes, as we do every week, we're going to give you some new releases that you can pick up and enjoy.
First up, it is Calx.
Calx?
Calx. That is C-L-A-X. Oh, 1 second. Let me get that trailer up for us.
Yeah, let's give it up for artistic style, you know?
Honestly, if
I
could
love
get
some,
this, if I could get this trailer up, it would be great.
Yeah, brace for a cel-shaded graphics, you know?
Yeah, brace for impact. So I don't blow your ears out, and here it is. This is Calx. And from the Steam page, quote, oh, I just lost it. This is bad. All right, from the Steam page, quote: flow across the warp corrupted planet of Sirio. Master movement as the Seeker. Double jump, dash, levitate, and grapple through atmospheric ruins. Scan, solve puzzles, and engage in measured combat in the waves of stillness and frenzy.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty zen.
Yeah, man, and like you're saying, these cel-shaded graphics are absolutely gorgeous looking.
Yeah, man, you don't need to be hyper detailed to be like really good.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, quite the contrast from all the stuff we saw at the State of Play.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say it looks just about as good, you know?
Yeah. Just, creative decisions were made.
Exactly. It's all style, right? Stylized.
Style over everything.
Style over all of it. But that is Calx. It's coming to you. PC. Tomorrow. This Thursday. I thought it was Friday. June 4th.
Yeah, nice balance of action, puzzles, and platforming. Gotta love a grappling hook, am I right?
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? Who doesn't love a grappling hook? And next is, we talked about this last week. This one is the Gothic remake.
Yeah, I mean, did anyone remember Gothic, or did we all forget?
I'm sure plenty of people at the mall will tell you all about Gothic.
Yes, all Gothic, the remake.
From the Steam page, quote: "The legend is back. Return to the Valley of the Minds in this faithful remake of the genre-defining classic RPG. Explore a handcrafted, organic open world that reacts dynamically to your actions in a gritty, unrestricted experience like no other."
Yeah, I did check out the demo for this a little bit. Played really well, seemed really interesting. I didn't get too far because the PC I was on couldn't handle these stellar graphics, but I think it's gotten a lot of much needed improvements from the original game.
You know what? I hope so, because that game was very jank.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it at least visually, but as
Yeah.
far as the gameplay and the questing goes, I mean, we'll just have to check it out.
And that, you could check that out to this Friday, June 5th, for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles. But if you got the deluxe edition, you could be playing it right now.
Yes. work out that extra dough, and we'll let you in the VIP area.
Yeah, we'll let you in the VIP area. But that are the new games that is coming out.
Yeah, you're gonna get a nice little dose of action in this week's new releases.
Absolutely. And we've got a little bit of action and some more gaming news. Because, Drix, here's the thing. Age verification is a big deal, right?
Yeah, it's only getting talked about more and more. You know, measures need to be taken to protect the children. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what we're going with these days, right?
Yep. Will someone please think of the children?
Think of the children. I can't parent. I need the state to do it for me.
Something like that. Man, if you have kids, play what games they're playing.
Yeah, please play the games that they play. Hey, play. It behooves you to go on Roblox and try steal a brain rot for yourself.
Yeah, see how many IQ points they're losing playing something like Steal a Brain Rot.
Yeah. So anyway,
or earning, who knows?
All that is to say is, all of these verification services sound like, from this new report, that they're all kind of under the same umbrella.
Oh? Surveillance umbrella?
From Kotaku, the headline is, quote, "New report suggests age verification service used by PlayStation and Meta is a privacy mess."
Ooh, that's not what I like to hear.
From the article, quote, "Yoti, the age verification software used by the likes of PlayStation, TikTok, and Meta, relies on sharing sensitive user information with several less user-visible fourth parties," according to a new report.
Fourth parties? That's too many parties.
As spotted by Futurity, the report titled "Papers, Please," a first look at age verification on the web, was recently presented at the IEEE Symposium on Security and Privacy Conference on May 18th. States that Yoti's data collection methods, quote, "paint a concerning picture of privacy and effectiveness of age verification." According to the report, Yoti's age verification software, quote, "collects a significant amount of high-resolution data about the user's device during its checks, even though said information does not appear to be, quote, necessary in estimating the age of a user. This specifically includes information gathered from the device during the age verification process, such as, quote, OS version strings, available RAM, connection type, and CPU architecture." The report also states that the, quote, "uniquely identifiable information could be used to allow for, quote, unpermissioned tracking of the user's device."
Oh boy. Yeah, I've heard a few things about just the amount of stuff that even like your Windows operating system stores about you, and that, you know, any piece of software can just open up and access easily. This sounds sort of in that realm. If you can turn off any of those features, I recommend doing that.
You might want to do it.
Yeah, you don't need that much information to know, a player is not a child.
Yeah, seriously. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, in the context of a video game, a lot of the time, you're kind of just fucked because you sign a EULA to play every game that you play, and that tracks everything.
Yeah, exactly. That, read the terms and conditions. Like, no, I just bought a game and want to play it.
I want to play it, yeah. Reading further, quote, "However, the most worrying discovery is that, quote, Yoti relies on sharing sensitive user information with several less user-visible fourth parties, including the payment processor Stripe." The paper notes that Stripe collects, quote, "significant telemetry that could likely be used to uniquely identify a device, which includes information scraped from the first-party website used to verify a user's age via Yoti's software. Quote, we find that the service collects significant private information beyond what is strictly necessary to verify age, including high-entropy browser and device metadata and other granular telemetry."
No, that granular telemetry is mine.
Yeah, so granular telemetry. What exactly is that, right? You might be asking yourself, what exactly is granular telemetry? Well, let me tell
What
you, Drix. Granular telemetry basically boils down to your metadata. And what your metadata is things such as, I don't know, file types, storage types, GPS location identification codes, transaction history, transaction activity. They don't even need to directly correlate it to a person. Just, hey, here's an account with activity on it. Like money is being exchanged in this account. Like
From this device.
yeah, from this device.
Oh boy.
And it's funny because Yoti responded, quote, the allegation that Yoti's age verification platform transmits users' facial image data to any third party is wholly false. The company wrote in a letter calling on the universities to retract the statements. Quote, facial image data captured by Yoti's age verification platform is processed exclusively within Yoti's own systems for the sole purpose of estimating the user's age and is deleted upon completion of that process. Facial image data that does not leave Yoti's systems and is never shared with third parties. Our systems are built in a way that means we cannot mine or sell data to third parties. And once a security check is complete, we cannot access user details. This is a process that is regularly and independently audited. But Drix, here's the thing. Your facial recognition data, if you so choose to submit such a thing, is only one of the many vectors that were explained in this report.
Yeah, like we don't share a picture of you, more like a schematic of your computer.
Yeah,
or what device.
And your behaviors that you do on that.
And what you do with it, which is almost more important than your mug.
Yeah, seriously. So the thing is that the biggest problem, I think, is this one. Quote, Yoti has indicated that they have fixed the issue with Stripe learning the first-party website, unquote. Although the researchers were also note that they were unable to confirm the validity of this claim. That in itself creates a completely separate issue. The fact that said issue was referred to as a, quote, bug by Yoti isn't exactly filling anybody with confidence in the software, and does make this author wonder how securely the data users are providing with it is being handled. It also doesn't explain whether or not the data provided to Stripe has still been retained. So, yeah, this guy, Lewis Parker right here, is right. It's one of those things where, listen, Yoti's coming out and saying this was a bug.
It was just an oopsie.
Fellas, we sold your information on accident.
Oh, did I do that?
We took that money on accident.
Yeah, sorry.
That, just hearing that by itself is pretty bonkers. It's pretty insane. Pretty, it's pretty, one of those things that makes me feel rather trepidatious about dealing with these types of people again. You know, it's one of those things that makes me want to go buy one of those prepaid credit cards, right?
Yeah, or a subscription to Delete Me. You know,
Yeah.
$6 a month, erase all your data.
Erase all your data, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm just glad I haven't ran into a Yoti age verification process yet. I haven't had to submit, you know, a picture of my face anywhere to play something, but it makes me wonder, you know, how long until I'll have to.
And we are going to wonder that on this final break of ours. We're going to come back because we have one more story coming out of the UK. But, Drix, what is this mysterious beat?
We are listening to not the Donkey Kong rap, but from Donkey Kong 64. This is the Factory Melody. Sketchy little ditty.
Donkey Kong 64, Clusterfuck Media, CFM Radio.
Clusterfuck Media.
We'll be back.
Return, Houston.
CFM Radio.
CFM Radio, we are back.
We are back and we are hitting you with the funk, Baba. That was from Vigilante 8 Second Offense. That song was called Return to Houston.
So, you know, it's funny. Vigilante 8 was one of those underrated Twisted Metal clones, right? You had a lot of characters, and but I will say, N64 version and the PlayStation version, pretty different.
Yeah, yep. Same thing with like Tony Hawk too. But the thing about Second Offense, I think that was also on the Dreamcast.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, not the first one though.
A lot of PlayStation, like PS2, PS1, like those between era games actually did end up on the Dreamcast, right? Like,
yeah, you know, the Dreamcast years were like 99, 2000, and 2001, right?
2002 was the latter years. Like,
yeah,
like we were dying in 2000, in like 2002 we were dying. We were just out the door. PlayStation came in and kicked the shit out of us, like.
You know, Sega was where Microsoft and Xbox is now.
Yeah, seriously, Jesus. Hey, you know, who knew the spiritual successor would be such a literal idea? Like,
yep.
But we're talking literal ideas here, and we're talking, and when we're talking these heavy-handed ideas, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the UK. We're talking about across the pond.
Yes. The good old monarchy, right?
The monarchy, because here it is from GameDeveloper.com. The headline is UK, quote, UK social media ban could impact video game platforms.
Ooh, that's an interesting crossover right there.
From the article, quote, UK online safety minister Kanishka Narayan has suggested that a social media ban for children might extend to video game platforms. Narayan told the Sunday Times he will consider imposing strict restrictions on popular video game platforms if the UK government decides to block teenagers from social media, although the minister didn't explain which platform titles would be targeted. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, whose leadership is being challenged by members of his own party via The Guardian, has committed to introducing a policy that could mimic the social media ban for under 16s rolled out in Australia, or perhaps take a looser approach by simply limiting features such as scrolling, autoplay, and location sharing.
Oh man, I would hate to be, 16 in the empire where the sun never sets. I mean, how are you going to socialize?
Quote, some of these platforms have faced criticism from the government officials and parents around the world over a perceived lack of protection from younger users. I wonder which ones. In response, on that mounting scrutiny and on some cases even litigation. I wonder which game. Roblox recently bolstered its suite of parental controls and introduced age-based accounts that prohibit access to some experiences and communication features. Video games are issued age classifications in the UK to ensure parents know which products are age appropriate for their children. Even so, Narayan told the Sunday Times that the ability to pair with strangers online was an issue he had heard discussed, quote, mostly in the context of gaming platforms. That will weigh significantly, or quite significantly, in my mind as we think about how we stop some of the most egregious harms for young people, he added. Drix, think of the children.
Yeah, it's kind of funny in the same breath, in the same article, they name names. Roblox was the first one to come up.
Yeah, Roblox, man. I was trying to be a little subtle about it. They were like, nope, fucking Roblox. Here it is.
This is why. Now we need new laws.
We need new laws because of Roblox. Literally, though. We've been covering it here on CFM. Chris Hansen at CrimeCon.
Yeah, once he shows up at CrimeCon, then you know laws are about to change.
Yeah, that shit's about to hit the fan. Now,
yeah, talking gaming news.
When reading further, quote, boys aren't on social media, or aren't often on social media. The Rachel D'Souza, Children's Commissioner for England, said during a Sky News program Sunday morning with Trevor Phillips, they're often spending 3 or 4 hours a day gaming, and those games often have features that allow a 55-year-old in Arizona to come in and speak to a 9-year-old. I wouldn't be calling it a ban of children. I'd be calling it a ban and restriction on services that are not suitable for under 18s.
Ugh, yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about making a hot new live service game for kids under the age of 18, maybe don't.
Yeah, maybe don't.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. I've literally seen streams and stuff on YouTube where there's older person just logs into Roblox, ends up talking to a bunch of kids in the same server. And at least in my anecdotal experience, that kid was like, "You sound old. You sound weird. You're weird."
Yeah.
I'm just a kid.
But here's the thing, Drix, and we could end on something like this. From the article, quote, as noted by the BBC in March, the effectiveness of Australia's social media ban, which notably doesn't impact video game platforms, has been questioned, with regulators suggesting social media companies and platforms are not doing enough to ensure compliance. When contacted by the BBC, a spokesperson for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp owner Meta said the company is, quote, committed to complying with the ban, but noted that accurate age verification is, quote, a challenge for the whole industry. Now, Drix, we just got done talking about that, right?
Yeah, in the same show, different articles.
And here's where the slope gets pretty slippery, at least from my point of view. From my point of view, we've got this bad to worse situation where age verification, guess what? It's here. It's here to stay. You gotta deal with it. You're gonna have to put in your fucking phone number, something. Like,
Yeah, to play GTA 6.
yeah, to play GTA 6 or Call of Duty, right? Like, you're gonna need to, because it is true. I'm not going to say that there is anything incorrect with video games being a quote-unquote service that can match a 55-year-old in Arizona with a 9-year-old in the UK. That is absolutely real. However, I don't think it's right to put the onus on the user or the customer. I agree with the assessment that these social media companies and game platforms, in the case of Roblox, just aren't doing enough.
Yeah, I mean, so much so that we got to get the law involved now.
Yeah, and it's like we're saying, Chris Hansen's involved. You know what I mean? Like, there is so much going on with this age verification and these opportunities for children who are jumping in on these fads. If you ever wanted to know what kids were doing on things like Roblox, all you need to do is check out the Jeff Gerstmann show. He goes in and he plays Steal a Brain Rot for like 2 hours. It's so wild.
Dang. Yeah, I might have to see some of that gameplay just to understand what the kids are hip to nowadays.
Oh man, you'll be disappointed. But
The truth.
But like I said, I think that's where we're gonna end things for tonight on CFM Radio. And one of the things that has always been a problem, this age thing has always been a problem, right? Ever since the age of the arcades.
Yeah, ever since Mortal Kombat started to feature blood.
Yeah, it's been just such a huge problem. We've been through this over and over and over again, and unfortunately, this isn't Jack Thompson's situation. Like, video games cause violence. GTA is like fucking the devil, right? Like, it's not one of those things. It's literally people using the video game platform as a way to find victims. And you can't what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah, play games with your kids, damn it.
Yeah, play games. That is, honestly, we here at CFM, we know the life of a parent is tough. You have a lot of responsibilities. You got your stuff to do. But we say it here all the time. You have the power to be in your children's life. You don't need to put them in front of a game that you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, stick to just emote-only games where
Yes.
you don't get to type, profanity into the chat.
Yeah. Don't worry about FOMO. Don't worry about social media. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Teach the kid how to play Hearthstone or something, right?
Yeah,
Tetris
exactly.
99.
Ooh, baby.
You want a battle royale? That's a battle royale for you. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And, from a time before the Fortnites.
and I do believe that with that, I'm gonna go play some video games.
Yep, and we hope you leave tonight as you leave every night, both educated, informed, and entertained. Maybe squeeze out a few dance moves to these songs I've been playing.
Remember, be careful what you give your information to, and if you are at all sketchy about any of these services that these middleware services that these games might employ, just sidestep it. Use a prepaid credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Your burner account.
Yeah. But that is it. CFM Radio. If you liked what we had to say, give us a like. If you didn't, give us a dislike. If you want to talk to us, contact at clusterfuckedmedia.com. That is cluster fuktmedia.com. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Good night. And we're clear.